Are you looking to increase your productivity by 20%? The answer might be simpler than you think. Play! Join us for a live training session on July 23rd at 12 p.m. PST, where we're going to explore the benefits of incorporating play into your business routine. Whether you're a solopreneur or leading a large team, discover how adding a little fun can boost creativity, unite your team, and significantly enhance productivity. And who doesn't want that? Hi there. Are you interested in harnessing the power of play to help you create magic within your team and within yourself as an individual? I have helped thousands of people achieve amazing and incredible things in their life, really by focusing on one really important piece of their life, and that is the power of play. I have been working with individuals and have facilitated team building sessions for more clients than I can remember right now. And I really can't wait to show you the benefits of turning on your fun switch, okay? Because when you create a sense of joy and lightheartedness for your team or for yourself, you can truly move mountains, all right? So, why play in the workplace? People communicate better when safety is created. And sometimes fun is called for to help bridge the gap. If there's one main reason that I get hired by my clients is because I'm able to create an environment where people can laugh, relax, enjoy themselves, and enjoy each other. And really, at the end of it, is to be able to possibly have hard conversations with each other without being hard on each other. And that's really what I feel one of the biggest important pieces of play is to be able to create that camaraderie between us and that ability to open up, right? So it's so important to have this whole concept of play in everything that we do. Even for those of you who are serious and are like, yes, sir, I know what I want in my life. I really think play helps to create a sense of passion and a sense of purpose, because that's really what play and teamwork is about, is creating a shared common sense of purpose. And I think you can do that with yourself as well. It's really all about as well about accountability and creating forward momentum, because when we compete, oftentimes that is that incentive that we need to push ourselves to greater and higher achievements, right? So, what are we going to talk about today? Well, we're going to go over the benefits of play in the workplace and as an individual. I want to give you some simple team building activities that you can incorporate with your team now, but also activities that you can incorporate into your own routine today. And then finally, I want to talk about how to incorporate play into your daily routine, because I know a lot of you are saying, yeah, right, Zan, where am I going to find the way to do this now? And then finally, I want to talk to you about how do I create a team building session for my team? How do I create a team building or a fun session? How do I incorporate that into my life? So, but also, sorry, that was the last piece as well, but really about tailoring team building for your team's specific needs, because not every activity is going to suit every group, because people are going to have of, different stages in the team development process. There's going to be different levels of trust, different levels and skill levels, especially of communication. And really, depending on the greater dysfunction within the team, it can be a little trickier, let's say, or you have to be a little bit more specific in what activities you're doing. So we're going to walk through some of those things today. All right. So let's start with what are the benefits of incorporating fun into the workplace, incorporating play and team building into the workplace? Well, one of the largest benefits that I see is about increasing and enhancing creativity. In this day and age, we need new solutions to old problems as well as the new problems that are happening every single day. So, creativity. Um, we need it in droves. We need it in pounds and pounds and tons of pounds, right? So, fun allows teams and individuals to stretch their imagination and come up with new and innovative ways of doing things. When I create team building activities for the groups that I work with, it's really about asking the teams, and we'll talk more about that into targeting, but really, what is it that you want? And what do you want to see happen here? So, ideally, it's about thinking of doing things in a new way. It's about refreshing our connection with each other. It's about talking to each other in a new, friendly, uplifted way, because sometimes the problems can drag us down. And if we haven't had a solid lead within our organization and our team, if we've had dysfunction at the top, the middle, or at any stage or any place in it, and it hasn't been addressed for a long time, that can really hinder our ability to see through the old ways of doing things because we can get stuck in doing the old ways of doing things. And I'm sure you've heard, oh, we tried that before. That's not the way we do things. We do it this way. So allowing people to try new ideas and new actions on um, in a safe, fun way can really be a way to increase that creativity within your team. All right. Number two, stress release. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, we are in a tinderbox of anxiety, stress, depression, overwhelm, all of the things, right? A burnout within workplaces. And it's because there's so many problems, but I also believe it's a real focus and sometimes a lack of or weak emotional intelligence. And that's a workshop for another day, but it's really about how do you manage yourself, your emotions, and the emotions of other people. So if you're constantly just taking on and not managing them in an appropriate and safe and healthy manner, then you're going to have burnout, you're going to have stress, you're going to have depression and anxiety. So, incorporating some fun, some team building, some relaxation into our activities, our more stressful activities that we undertake every day, is really going to allow us to take the pressure off of ourselves and others. And it's especially helpful if you're struggling with a specific problem or a team member, or maybe many problems and many team members. That's a lot of the clients that I work with is there isn't just one or two problems, there's many problems. And so allowing people to speak to each other. And generally when they're stressed, we don't necessarily talk to each other in the nicest way. We don't necessarily treat each other in the nicest way. So being able to take that pressure valve off and just say, you know what, let's forget about all of our issues right now and just focus on seeing each other as humans again. Let's just find that common ground of being able to laugh and being able to have some fun together. And I'm telling you, when we can do that, that really takes the pressure off and allows us to begin to connect with each other at a less stressful level. So it's extremely important. I know some people think that team building, oh, sure, we have fun all the time, we horse around all the time, but there are just fun activities for the sake of fun as well, because there's different types of team building activities. But when there is strife and within the team, it needs to be a combination of fun, but also really targeted. And I'll talk a little bit more of that in here shortly. The third reason that you need to have team unity, sorry. The third reason that you need to incorporate fun and play into your current activities is to encourage and enhance team unity. Sorry, I'm dying of thirst here. Mm. Team unity. This is really the glue of your team and what's going to keep you floating when the really hard times, the floods of problems that come towards you. Team unity is that raft that is going to help you navigate through the rapids of the issues that you're having. Team unity is your band, baby. Da! That's going to help you play that amazing, incredible song of service to whoever you're serving, whatever process, whatever widget you develop, all of those things, whatever service product that you're offering, it's really going to help make it that much juicier, better, and flavorful for everyone. And like I said, it's going to help you weather those storms. So, a fun competition brings people together in this way. It really helps to create an identity for the team. And it's amazing how some of the activities I do sometimes feel just crazy. One of my favorites is getting people rolls of toilet paper and doing a relay where people have to go and unwrap the rolling paper and wrap somebody up. In the summer, it's not a good idea because who would have known toilet paper is really, really warm. So you want to make sure you've got a coolish room to do it in. But it's hilarious, the competition and the unity that the teams would have after dressing up their snowman or whatever we decided to call the person. One person would be standing at the end, and every team member would have a roll of toilet paper and have to come and cover them. But the pictures at the end of it, I take a team picture of each one. The pride, the posing, the everybody on the team is so connected in that moment. And it's a beautiful thing, right? It's a beautiful thing. So it's really about the ability to create this safe space for people to be able to share emotions, to share feelings, and to have these conversations without being hard on each other. And so I find that people's ears are so much more open to messages when, and so just these general messages, but also when I'm doing emotional intelligence in the workplace training, when I'm doing time management, when I'm doing personal leadership, when I'm doing HR training, I find that when I incorporate some fun with some training and learning, fun, learning, it makes the process so much richer, so much better, so much more fun and for everybody involved, including the leaders. So I really like that approach in all of the facilitation work that I do. And that's the feedback that I get is yes, yes, and more yes. And that's why I get asked to come back over and over and over again. All right. All right. So I've got another point that I want to share with you. So those are some of the benefits of why you want to incorporate team building and fun into your team. So next is what are some fun activities that I can do to incorporate into my team, right? Because it's hard, it's really difficult, and you can't always hire me to come and do it for you. But I'm sure you've done some team building activities before, but I just want to give you a couple of my favorite. I can't give you a whole thing, but I want to give you a couple to really focus into. Some of my faves are minute to win it games. And if you don't know what they are, it was a game show that was on TV and they were basically simple, easy games. Theirs weren't as simple, but really they were adapted by people like us into low time commitment, low supply, sometimes no supply activities that any age, anybody could participate in. And so I'm not going to give you a whole bunch. One of my actually I will. One of my favorites is literally giving people red Solo cups, giving them something a ping pong ball. It might be a seasonal object, right? Like a Christmas ornament at Christmas, something like that, Easter egg. And I split them into partners and they basically got to throw the object between the two of them and we make it high, we spread them out, we turn them around, like there's all sorts of variations. My gosh, the sweaty laughter, the joy, the fun that people have doing that simple small thing. And I get them to count how many times they're able to catch the item. So that's another little level to it. But you can Google, right? Go Google minute to win it games, and you can find a ton of activities to do. All right. You can also incorporate asking icebreaker questions into it. If you don't, again, maybe you have no supplies at all and you're like, yeah, Zan, I wish I had solo cups. Well, you can ask the group to line up is what one of my favorite activities. So what I'll say is I want you to get into groups. So I can either just ask them, what's your favorite food? And what I'll say is I want Chinese in this line. I want vegetarian in this line. I want Italian over here, French over here, and everything else into line number 5. And then people decide what kind of food, and then everybody gets to look around and see what kinds of food everyone else likes. Or they can just go around in a circle and say what their fave food is, or what their best vacation was, or what's a lucky charm that they have. What do they like to do for self-care? Like, I mean, again, you can just Google icebreaker questions if you want to get a bunch of them if you're stuck. But I'm telling you, what's your middle name, right? Like, it's really about just getting people to connect and share with each other, right? Share a little bit of who they are. That's really what icebreakers are for, and helping us to create that safe space. So you can use icebreakers on their own, or you can use them as a lead up to other activities. All right. As an individual, how do I incorporate fun into my life? How can you incorporate it into your life? Well, that's a personal decision. But I want to share with you a couple of the things that I love to do. One of my number one favorite things is I absolutely love blowing bubbles. Yes, children's bubbles where you go, I love it. I have automatic bubble blowers, so I can just sit and do work and they just blow at random. I also have probably 100 different blowing um, implements so that I can blow all sorts of different bubbles. I've experimented with making them stronger. I've done, you know what I mean? Like, I absolutely love bubbles. It's my favorite thing. And why? Because it's easy and I can do it in 5 seconds. And it really does help to regulate my central nervous system and helps to calm me down and helps me to just to focus on that activity. And really, it's a form of meditation for me. All right. I love doing paper crafts. I love rubber stamping. I'm a doodler. So one of my things I'll share with you, let me see if I can find them. Oh, right here, like, is just even doing something like this, right? I just printed off a piece of doodle art from the internet, took out some pens when I was doing where I needed to just calm my mind and not think of anything else. And so I just started coloring. So I love rubber stamping. I love all sorts of things, crafts, but you can find your own thing. What's the easiest? Some of you may love doing Sudoku or crossword puzzles or playing giant Jenga. You may like playing pickleball. You may, oh my gosh, there's so many things. And that's why I'm not going to give you an exhaustive list. What I need you to do is start to figure out, what might I like to do? What's interesting to me? And again, you may be going, yeah, right, Zan, where am I supposed to find the time for this with my team or myself? We're all so freaking busy. Well, the best way is to add it in short bursts. Don't try to do it for an hour. That's the problem with people and their goals these days. That's wonderful if you have an hour to do it, but if you don't, take 5 minutes, take 2 minutes. What can you do in that short amount of time? One of my really fun things that I love doing is Duolingo, is my language app, and it's helping build my language, which I want to learn a second language. It's part of my 15 minutes of personal development that I do every day, and it's really fun. Why? Because it's gamified, and I'll talk a bit about that in a sec here. Oh, I'm talking about that right now. Right. So, it's so blowing bubbles for yourself, giant Jenga. How do we fit this in? Sorry, I got distracted there. The story of my life, but that's okay. We keep moving forward. um, so how do we do this? So I told you. So a big way of doing this is gamifying activities. Gamifying activities. So what does that mean? It means being able to measure and create prizes for yourself in your different activities. Okay. It's about keeping track of a specific activity. Like I said, when we had the solo cups, I could have just got them throwing them back and forth to each other. But part of the fun and the play of it was to make it a little bit of a competition. So I told them to keep track of it. Count how many times you catch the ball. And then everybody said at the end of it, everybody got a prize. That's the other thing. You may have prizes. Everybody may be a winner, baby, right? That's for sure. But you can give out a small prize, right? Or not. You may keep track of sales goals. Maybe it's a sales competition and you've got a big board. Make it fun, right? Get the sales teams to name themselves after Star Wars characters. It's the Darth Vader team, right? But get them to draw a picture, get them to make little hats for their teams. Like there's so many different ways that you can create camaraderie within your team and to do it in a fun way without a lot of organization or supplies, right? Because I know that's another big piece of it. So for yourself, how do I do it? Create a healthy living challenge for yourself. Talk to a few friends. I got my friend Tess right now, and we're both doing living and doing our healthy activities on our own and doing them in different ways. But we're checking in with each other on a regular basis, sharing our wins, sharing the things that we're struggling with. And man, I'm going to see her. She lives in Texas. I can't wait to see her next month. I really feel like I want to see a difference and I want her to see a difference in my health and my body and the way I feel about myself. So it's not a competition. It's really about me wanting to show up for my best self when I see her. And so that's really about creating that inspiration and motivation for yourself as well. That's what fun and play can do for you. Is it's not to make you feel bad about yourself, it's to create this inspiration. It's this forward motion, this helium in your life to help lift you up and make the things that you want to accomplish easier. All right? And then finally, what do I want to talk about is that how do we create activities that are the best for your team, right? How do we do that? So every team is different. So you're going to need different activity for different teams, right? Especially if there's a specific issue or there's any type of team dysfunction. So I really like to identify what the purpose of the team building session is and then select and create activities that will support your objectives. So what I do is I interview my client before. What's going on? How many participants? How much supplies? How much time? What are the specific problems that you guys may be having? Is there any players that I need to watch out for in the session, right? That may try to hijack the session. And then I create activities based on that. And sometimes we just need to relax and have fun. But I know a lot of my clients are undergoing a lot of trauma as communities. I work a lot in First Nations communities, and so it's a real balance of trying to talk a little bit about grief and the reality of what we're dealing, but not letting it bog us down so that we can move on and feel some of that joy again. So it's not hiding in from the reality of it. It's really about the balance. Okay. So again, you can Google it. I don't want to do that, but you're going to find you're going to find a lot of resources. And if you don't want to Google it, you're going to go to my website. I'm going to leave it zandraross.ca. You're going to set up a consultation with me, free consultation. And we're really going to dig deep into what does your team need and how can I help you? If I feel that really we're not a great fit, I can still send you some free team building activities, some free icebreaker things, and maybe some strategies to help move your team to the next level. All right. As an individual, how are you going to find out what you should be doing? How do I know what play activities, what fun activities are going to be for me? Well, you're going to have to try out a bunch of things. So you may try a pottery class, do some MMA, singing, acting, or anything that you find slightly interesting. I'm going to I don't want to say join a choir because I'm going to let them know, like, I don't know if this is for me. Is it okay if I come and try out a couple of sessions with you guys? Because I don't know. I don't want to disappoint anyone because that's part of the pressure of why we don't want to start fun things or teams or things like, I don't want to let anyone down. So it's time. I need you to start experimenting and looking, what does my team need? What do I need? All right. I would love to hear what your experiences with play and team building have been. Did you enjoy it? Do you need to do more of it? What do you do for fun? What do you do to bring that aspect? I would love for you to share that and give me some strategies because I am learning and growing every single day. All right. So we've come to the end of our time, my friend, and I've got a few things that I would love to ask of you now that I've shared all of the knowledge of the things that I've been working on over the past many, many years. First of all, if you found this useful, please share it with your friends. Sharing is caring. We all know that. And it just shows your love, people. We all need a little bit of recognition in our lives. So I would love that. And really, show your friends the love. Come on, why be stingy of it, right? And then finally, if you want to talk more about team building, about how to add fun into your life, I would love for you to go to my website, zandraross.ca, and set up a consultation. It's absolutely free. I promise you, I just want to help you figure out how you can help your team and yourself take it to the next level. And then finally, I've got the Unleash Your Extraordinary Power Tour coming up September 5th to 8th. So if you're interested in joining this fabulous women's retreat for goal getters, for people that are ready to take it to the next level, then I need you to go to go.zandraross.com/retreat for more information and to register. Again, if you're not sure if this is a good fit for you, stop procrastinating and set up some time with me. This is not a hard sell. If this is meant for you, it will be, and you're going to see it. If it's not, don't worry about it. You're not going to break my heart. We're still going to be besties and we're going to move on with our life together because today is the first day of the rest of your life. And it's time for you to decide, how do I want to live my life? Do I want to keep on the path that I'm now, or do I really want to lean into that next level and figure out how play, how enjoyment, how joy can help me take it to that next level? Thank you.